Holy crap! Oh man, she pulled. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm Matt. We're working on getting the engine out currently as we speak. Not that we're currently speaking, but you get it. So let's go ahead and we'll pull this out and we'll toss our new Big Bang kind of budget built thing back on in place. Whew, man, it's gonna be one of those late nights. I've got the engine on the stand, old engine out. There she is. We'll get her all sorted here in the future. We've got our manifold on along with our throttle body. Next thing I need to do is toss the flywheel and clutch on, and then we'll toss it in the car. Got our flywheel on, our clutch and pressure plate. Let's stab it on in. Well, I got a handful of bolts bolted up to the engine. She is in there. Got our front mount, just kind of hold the front of the engine. Couple bolts where the dowels are at. Still need to get the built block off the ground onto the engine stand and pull all this stuff in so I can call it a night. So we'll just have to pick it up tomorrow and we'll finish buttoning things up over the weekend. We'll see you then. Ooh-wee. Starting the day off right. Man. Nothing like busting yourself up working on some cars. It is the next day. It is beautiful outside. We've got the engine in, the blocks all bolted up, and we've just got all the little small things that we need to take care of. And I'll show you what those are. One of the first things I need to do is hook up the oil feed. So I got the oil cooler out of the way. We'll hook the oil feed up. I think I'm gonna have to replace the starter that came on this engine because the connections on it just aren't great. I'm gonna put my starter in it because I know it's good. We'll toss some oil in it, take this cam cover off, we'll turn it over, make sure we're getting oil feeding through to the turbo, get oil through the system, up to the top where the camshafts are. Once we get that done, we'll get our fuel all hooked back up. We'll get our plumbing for the coolant, all that situated. Still need to bolt up my AC compressor, put all my accessories, plastics on, and we need to toss this exhaust back on as well. Not to mention turbo manifold, the turbo, hook up our intercooler piping, which is gonna be pretty easy. And aside from that, man, we're ready to rock and roll. So let's get after it. I'm just gonna knock this stuff out and I'll check back in with you guys. We've got oil coming out of the turbo feed. We got oil going to the top of the engine. So all we need to do now is toss on our valve cover or cam cover, put on our manifold. I've already got the exhaust hooked up. I just need to put the down pipe on, hook up the charge pipe, and we're good. We've got the fuel already hooked up. I mean, it's disconnected at the moment, but we're almost there. Ooh-wee. Looking good. Pour this stuff back in. Sun up, the sun down, we got the engine 99.9% complete. I've had the chance to work on it all day with minimal interruptions, although what interruptions I've had today were pleasant. However, let's take a look at this. I'll show you what's left to be done. We're going to write a startup tune to it, and we're gonna pop this thing off. So obviously I still need to put my turbo blanket on, or the for the exhaust side, turbine side, whatever you want to call it. And I do have this one vacuum line over here that I need to route to the blow-off valve, but that's okay. All I want to do is fire the thing up, see if we've got any leaks. We may get some leaks from these fittings here. I wasn't able to find any brass, copper fitting silly things. I forget what they're called. Been a long day, but we've got it hooked up. Exhaust is on. I think there's one other little connection I need to hook up, but that's for the variable intake manifold, which isn't really all that big of a deal. We'll just let it complain about that. Yep. I'm definitely going to need to put this in. So we'll stab the dipstick in and we'll fire her up. Of course, this thing wants to update. I don't want an update. Just let me write the tune. The computer's finally finished updating, which is kind of a good thing because I've been going at it all day. Got a little something to eat, feeling a little refreshed. And I'm sure some of you guys are kind of wondering and have asked to kind of see some of the tables, some of the stuff that I'm doing. And I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit of a brief overview of what it is I'm doing tune-wise. This time it's going to be a little bit different. We're doing VE tuning. I was trying to do MAF tuning, in which I was using the mass airflow sensor to tell the engine how much fuel it needs for the air. However, we're going to do speed density or VE tuning. So I'm going to show you some of the tables that I adjusted and what we're doing to get this thing going. I'm not going to do a tutorial on how to put the thing in speed density just yet because I'm still kind of learning some of this stuff. But we essentially changed it over for, golly, this computer is responding much slower. So one of the things we did is we increased the engine speed from 400 to 6400 to 8200. So that's one of the changes we made because that's where we're going to cap out. The other thing we did is we changed it from being a 1 bar or just kind of atmospheric pressure to 2 bar, which will allow us to get up to about 28 pounds of boost before we start running out of map sensor. And I adjusted the VE table accordingly, added some fuel. So we'll have to log all that, see how it does. And this is what it's going to run off of here. Okay, so some of the basic changes that I made. The main thing was characterizing the injectors, in which we changed our flow rate versus pressure. The great thing about injector dynamics, they provide all this stuff. So we changed all that, our minimum pulse width, flow rate versus pressure, our short pulse, power enrichment. I changed this up as well so that way it will kick in. The ramp in rate, I increased this quite a bit. I maxed it out basically so that way it'll just kick in immediately. I lowered the required throttle position. I believe it was at like 85%. So we took that down about 10%. It is currently in speed density, in which we've kind of disabled our MAF sensor and it's relying on speed density. I did have to change the characterization of the map sensor since we do have a 3 bar map sensor in there now. Under variable camshaft, I essentially turned off the VIM, which is variable intake manifold. I just zeroed all that out. We'll go and play with all that stuff once we can actually get to a dyno. Same thing for the intake. We got intake camshaft, exhaust camshaft, there's VIM there. And then last but not least, I went into Spark, and for my high octane, I really lowered, this was in the 40s here, and I really lowered that down. I pulled a lot of this down, maybe even 10 degrees, just to kind of keep it safe. The high octane is basically the same as the low octane. Pulled out quite a bit of timing there. And then any kind of modifiers here that will mess with it, like our air intake temperatures, I just zeroed all that out for now, just to kind of keep us safe. Same thing with engine coolant temperatures. I just kind of leveled all that stuff out because these are all just multipliers and I don't want it fussing with it. We can always go back and add this stuff in, but that's essentially it. The map sensor characterization, the fuel injectors, and then we just kind of made it safe for the timing. So let's go ahead and we'll write this and then we'll see if she fires up. All right, we got her tune wrote on the car. I'm gonna set y'all on a camera stand here and wish me luck. No, not the battery. All right, battery's a little weak. I'm gonna hook it up to Shannon's car and we'll give her another try. All right, let's try that again. All right, we're getting there. Look like we got ourselves an oil leak. All right, we have to take care of that. All right, I got my lovely assistant in the car here. Yep. You remember how to press the clutch and turn the key?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I need you to do. Because I didn't have the turbo feed completely tightened, and this thing made a huge mess.
Let me know how to do it.
Go for it. And I'll tell you if you need to stop. Stop, 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 stop. Okay. Hey, you get off the car. Ooh, to me. It's a lot of oil. Oh. Damn it. Well, she started. we got the engine in. Positive note, we've got the engine in. However, I think I did cross thread the oil feed. Not a big deal. We'll sort it out. She's in there. And there's so much oil on the ground right now. This is why having a second hand definitely would have been a big help, because I could have stopped and not let the thing piss out as much oil as there has been. Look at this. Look, that is a lot of oil. Oh, a little too much for this thing to be running that long and all that oil just to go pissing out all over the ground. But that's all right. We'll get it sorted. If we need to rethread the thing for a different feed, not a big deal either. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Not that big of a deal. I'm telling myself it's not that big of a deal, but I just wanted to drive it so bad and start tuning it this weekend. It's Friday. It's all part of the journey. It is the next day, and we're gonna get this thing sorted out. I'm not gonna let something like an oil feed being stripped out keep us from getting this thing up and going. So here's the plan. Went to the hardware store, kind of dug through some of my stuff. We have this that was supplied by Maxpeedingrods at some point for one of the turbos, which is an oil feed bolt. And we're just gonna drill and tap it for this bolt, which is larger than what it was currently tapped for. The other bolt was only grabbing on by a handful of threads. This is slightly longer. So I got a drill bit and a tap for this larger oil feed bolt here. So let's drill it out. We'll tap it. We'll use some grease to keep the shavings to a minimal that would go down in the pan. So let's get after it. Got this thing dipped in some grease. So let's go ahead and drill it out. Oh, come on. Yes, sir. I think this is gonna do it. And I'm just taking my time with it, catching all the metal shavings I can. Same difference with the tap. Let's go ahead and thread this thing in. Sure did get windy, but I got everything hooked up. I just got the turbo blanket just kind of tossed on there for now. Still need to toss on the springs, take care of the vacuum stuff, but let's see if we fixed our issue. Fingers crossed, let's go. Don't see anything leaking yet. Well, we're not leaking oil. So that's all that oil. Just get rid of it. See if we're actually leaking anything else. Oh man! Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. No leaks, aside from that one big issue. She's running. Need to fix that, but we'll just kind of let her warm up. Burn this crap off. We got ourselves a barbecue going here, folks. We'll just keep an eye on it. Belt's not squeaking. That's fantastic. Might need to increase the fuel pressure. Don't you start chirping. Oh shit. What the hell? Why is this belt riding up like that? Come on now. Alright, so it looks like we need to adjust our belt. Alright, we're just gonna have to get another belt. Not that big of a deal, but let's see what she's doing oil pressure wise. Alright, that belt's already chewed up, but let's see if we can't take her for a little bit of a spin. Up. Come on. She definitely idles a lot better. Take her for a little bit of a spin-a-roni. See how she's doing. She's really rich, which is fine. Don't got anything too crazy going on. Yep, we're gonna have to sort that idle out, but see if we can't collect some data here. Well, we got her driving. We just need to figure out this whole situation with the belt. Everything seems like it's going okay. She starts up a lot easier. Like I might need to tighten the pulley up. I thought I had it all situated, but need to toss some more E85 in it. We'll get that sorted out, go to the auto parts store, get rid of that, and then we'll just continue logging. I don't want to lose my pulley. But I'm just excited to have this thing kind of up and running, you know? How you doing? Let's see if we got anything crazy going on. Don't see any leaks. That's good. All right, awesome. Look at that. Look how much oil we pissed out. All right, so I'm going to turn this thing off. We'll get the belt situated and we'll do some more here shortly. You know, it could just be this cheap ass water pump was 85 bucks for the whole kit. Part of her belt's missing. That's alright. Not a big deal. The engine is sounding pretty fantastic. We could get her running a little smoother, but man, the top end sounds just fine. Let's see if we get anything flying out. Ah, shit, of course. We'll get that all situated. Man, I'm pretty happy about that. We toss a little more water in now that she's kind of got up to temp. Not a big thing though. It's nice and quiet up front. Woo! Awesome. Still can't get in reverse for whatever reason. Oh, well, I know why, but we're just gonna have to redo this pipe, but for now we'll motorcycle it. I got the belt all situated. I'm just kind of increasing the idle and rolling RPM at the moment. Belt took me about a good 10 minutes to change out. Got a fresh belt. AutoZone hooked it up with the 1-year warranty deal. So, and also make sure I torque the bolts on the pulley over there to spec. Hopefully that'll do it. Lost a lot of my settings when the system upgraded. Kind of lost its link, so let's see how she does. Like we're getting our data in the proper areas. Kind of fat in some spots. A little lean in others. Hopefully I can get this thing just to idle fine for a sec. The whole cold start stuff. Alright, she's idling. I stopped the log just in case it was gonna die. Good. Well, it's wanting to do the same thing. It's just kind of wanting to ride up. We'll have to worry about that another time because I'm just gonna have to pull that water pump. So I'm going to take what data I collected and we're just gonna move over to our tune file. We'll go over to virtual volumetric efficiency, and I'm just going to do these in half steps. I'm going to right click, paste special, multiply it by half, and we'll kind of blend some of the stuff out. That's going to be about it for now. We'll copy that. Calculate coefficients. We'll go over to our manifold open portion here. We'll paste that, calculate the coefficients, and we're just going to kind of rinse and repeat that same kind of thing until the fuel looks good, and we'll just save it as a new version. So we'll save this as version 3. And we need to go get some E85. That should get us far enough with that busted up belt. Alright, so I'm going to write this tune and then we'll go for a cruise. Alright, our vitals are looking pretty good. Apollo is coming along for the ride. We just need to put some gas in the car. And we'll do a little more tuning over the weekend as things progress. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get in Apollo. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into. Alright, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to do some driving. And we're just going to keep on working on tuning until we can get this belt situated and make some boost. Toss a little bit of that E85 in there. We'll get back on the road. Isn't that right, Apollo? Aside from the annoying belt, our DTCs are codes that I'm pretty much aware of. Aside from, the fuel pump, I did lower the pressure. I might just take it back up to stock. We shall see. The crankshaft position correlation, that's just a permanent one from the last engine. That'll eventually go away as I drive some more. Mass airflow, catalyst, mass airflow in the intake, the variable intake. That's all stuff that we've kind of deleted for now. And then the throttle actuator control, that's just because we got a different throttle body on there. But let's try and make a little bit of boost. This belt's it's either gonna hold or it's not. Let's have ourselves a little bit of fun. I'll see if I can't figure out a way to, maybe I can toss it into second gear or something like that, and we'll have a little fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna have me some fun. Alright, I'm gonna put this thing into second, and we're just gonna rev it out and see what it does. Holy crap! That was awesome! Oh man, she pulled! Oh, that was fun! I'm gonna go back in, take a look at the log. I don't want to do that too much until I can go back and look at the log and really kind of concentrate on what I need to adjust. So I'm pretty sure we just hit gate, which is right at about 14 pounds of boost. So here is the beginning of that quick little run. When I put it in the second, right there is where I had the gas pedal all the way down. We'll have to fix this because it's not opening all the way. I don't know, it could be the throttle body, but we'll sort all that stuff out. And it's a nice gradual, and here's the boost in the green. Here's my knock retard, spark advance. Here's our lambda commanded, and we were pretty safe. And check this out, watch. It's a nice gradual ramp. You can see it right here in the green. Oof. Went past it. But at 6,500 RPMs, we peaked out around 13.4 pounds of boost. We didn't have any knock retard. Total of 21 as far as spark advance goes. Lambda wasn't too bad. Need to toss in a little more fuel. But let me show you this with kind of the gauge view up here, because it might be a little easier to understand. So here's the beginning of our run. As it goes, you can see our EQ ratio was in a good area. We kind of need to keep it here just to kind of keep it safe. Timing's pretty conservative. And it was a nice kind of gradual climb, and then it just kicked in right at about 5,000. And this is just on gate. I still don't have any of the plumbing for the blow-off valve hooked up. So I'm interested to see what it will do. I'll work on that kind of stuff tomorrow, but just wanted to get it up and driving again. And it just gradually ramps up and then just
Dad,
hits hard. What's that?
are we gonna go to the movie theater?
Yes, we are.
Yes. Oh, when, Dad?
Soon, as soon as you stop bothering me, I'll be able to look. I'm trying to finish something up.
Yeah.
But it just hits pretty hard. I plan on carrying this thing out to 8,000 RPM, so. That's awesome. Yes. We got it running. We're finally hitting a little bit of boost. I'm gonna tweak a few things, go back and look at this log, make changes, hook up the blow-off valve and everything else, fix the pulley because it's already eaten up that new belt. Probably just need to change out the water pump. But the engine is running great. It's running great. We've already tossed 13 pounds of boost at it, and it pulled awesome. So if you're new to the channel, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. And until next time, peace out with your peace out.